Welcome back to the channel. Getting ready to clean this today. Got my cleaning solution heating up. I've got my cooling coil that I've hand washed. Going to give it a proper clean. I've just gotten rid of the difficult to get bits with the little pad. I'll give it a proper clean after I get the cleaning solution into here. Tank is the priority. I am going to be preparing for a brew day as well. I've just done my weighed out my grain. It's in the bucket, so my malt's all ready to go. These are all clean, ready to go. I just need to give them a sanitize. This I need to give a sanitize tomorrow morning. I'll do that tomorrow. Just on the SS Brewtech, I did get this, so I'm going to keep using it with glycol for the moment, but this is a tapping head, so I don't have to drain from the front ports. They are hopeless on this. The flow rate of the valve, I believe the valve is, it's got a smaller, like what's the point, mate? You might as well just, I know why, because it's got the little pickup tube, but I don't use the pickup tube. There's no point. I'm not going to try and rotate the pickup tube to pick up the last little bits of beer, so just straight out. If I need to yeast off through that port, I will yeast off first. Still get a bit of yeast in the beer, but whatever. It'll chill out, like drop out in the keg. Maybe your first couple might be a little bit more cloudy than your last couple, so doesn't really worry me too much. But I'd prefer to pull from the top, and then I don't have to worry about it. I would also prefer to get rid of the coil altogether, and maybe put that in a wrapped fridge, which is what I'm thinking I might do long term. This isn't performing with the heat at the moment. It's getting up near sort of 25, 30 degrees in this room, Celsius, which isn't high, but this doesn't really have the capacity to cool. It's supposed to. I have a feeling it's just been sitting out in the shed for a couple of years without being used while I've been brewing inside using the ambient temp and just managing what I'm brewing time of year that I brew to control the temp. My pantry stays usually pretty much 18 to 20, mostly through summer, and that's thanks to the concrete floors and that it's an inside room. It's not on an exterior wall. But laundry in winter gets down to about sort of 10 degrees and stays there. So I can brew lagers in winter in the laundry, which is really good. It's not part of the heated part of the house. It is ridiculously cold in there, which is horrible during winter, but it's good for brewing, I guess. So I'm gonna see if I can blow out the with some compressed air. I got the air compressor over in the other shed, so I'll bring it over and plug it in and see if I can blast out some dust and dirt and debris from inside the radiator section of the G20. If that doesn't work and it still doesn't perform, I'll probably consider upgrading, because I really do like the way that this handles the glycol. I like the surface area. I think it does a fantastic job maintaining temp, having the whole jacket, the thermal mass of the water in there as well. Like if the fermentation heats up, the glycol chiller switches on and it just circulates the glycol through. It's absolutely fantastic performance compared to that. That one there, really not good performance comparatively, but it still performs, still maintained a pretty good temp. Did get a little bit hot in here. We had a couple of hot days, and I might overlay the wrapped pill graph to show you what I mean. It had some spikes in ambient temp during a few hot days, and then it actually jumped up to 14. It's set to 11 at the time. It jumped up to 14 degrees, so wasn't able to consistently maintain the temp. This was actually running constantly. I had to come out and adjust the temp up just so that it would turn off and actually cool the reservoir properly. It was actually the pump was running while the compressor was running. So really need to look into what's happening with the G20. Yeah, so getting ready for brew day. I've just been also sorting through some parts and tidying up in here again. I've got so many bits and pieces that I've accumulated over the years. I just really need to go through and sort out my 1.5 inch tri-clamp fittings, 1.5 inch seals, my 2 inch fittings, my 2 inch seals. Anything outside of 2 inch I'll probably bucket together because I don't have that much. All of my cam lock fittings, my T's, my elbows, my sort of 1/2 inch threaded fittings can all go together. My tubing, my disconnects, or my duotights I need to label, and like they've obviously got labels on them. These are the reducers, but I need to go through everything, pull it all out. As you can see, there is so many bags of fittings in there. It is ridiculous. Anytime I need to look for something, it's impossible to get to. So that's my goal for today, is to just understand what I've got, take a bit of a stock take, and put it somewhere where I can easily access and yeah, like sort it out, consistent sort of layout. Then when I get my parts bins, I will put them in the parts bins and it'll all be good, nice and neat and tidy. If anyone has any recommendations for parts bins, let me know in the comments below. Happy to have a look at what anyone else is using for parts storage. I'd like to have a separate compartment for each fitting, ideally, each size of seal, all of that sort of stuff, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy to just have some level of sorting and normality. I am planning on a sort of backsplash, splashback, whatever you want to call it, to go in there. That's still not done yet. I was looking at stainless, but it's pretty expensive to get cut and measure out for the PowerPoints. So I'm reconsidering and thinking of one of those wet wall panels that you can pick up at the hardware, just maybe a fake tile look or something, and I'll just go around those two sides as high as I can go. And I think they're 24 by 12, so I'll probably just get 2 panels, and yeah, if I can go wall to wall, I'd love to do that, which I might be able to do by starting there and have a join there, or start there and have a join over there where it doesn't really matter from the water perspective. But yeah, just want to seal it all, get the bench sealed in place, have everything sorted out, and then I can start to consider potentially putting some drying racks on here for some of the seals and stuff like that. Tubing I need to sort out as well, make sure I've got the right length tubes for the different tasks, put them in a certain spot, make sure they're there. Just organization makes a massive difference on brew day. So anyway, leave it there. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, leave it below.